Hey, what's up guys? Thanks for stopping by the channel. So for this video, we're going to be focusing on this 75th anniversary edition of the Omega Seamaster Professional, also known as the Summer Blue Seamaster, just because Omega really committed to that blue theme for this particular 75th anniversary edition. I mean, you got this gorgeous fume blue dial, and then you have a perfectly color matched blue ceramic bezel insert. And then there's even subtle features like the text on the dial, the date disc, the applied hour markers, and handset, all having different shades or hues of blue to tie into that summer theme as well. Now, of course, the standard Omega Seamaster Professional is a staple in their catalog. It's easily one of their best-selling watches next to the Speedy, of course. And since this iteration of a Speedmaster has been around since 2018, you had so many different color options available to you. So you might want to know, how else can you distinguish this watch as the 75th anniversary edition? Well, you have to look at the case back to get that information, because unlike most standard Seamasters that have a display case back showing off the movement, this one is closed but very nicely engraved with a Greek god holding a trident and mounting some seahorses, and then above that you have a text saying Seamaster since 1948. So this watch was released in 2023, and of course that's 75 years since the initiation of the Seamaster line. And on that note too, Omega did give the summer blue treatment to other models in the Seamaster catalog, such as the Planet Ocean, the Proplof, the Ultra Deep, the Aquaterra, I think, as well. So you got different options available to you. For this review, we are just focusing on the standard Seamaster Professional 300 in the hand right now. So let's focus in on the dial and talk about some of the nice elements that just tie together the summer blue theme. The gradient dial is darker towards the periphery where you have the running minutes track. And then when you get closer to the central pinion stack where the hands are, it is a lot lighter. The Omega printing is also done in a lighter blue color. And the only minor issue I have with this is that because they committed to such a light blue color for the printing, it can get lost and not be very legible if you hold it at off angles. But that's not the case when you take a look at the applied hour markers and the handset, because they are nicely bordered by rhodium silver surrounds. And I really like how they got blue lume infused into the applied hour markers and the skeletonized handset. I don't know how they did it, but it is your traditional bi-lume application on this watch. So in low light situations, the minute hand and the lume pip on the bezel is going to glow green, and then the rest of the dial elements are going to glow blue. And that's just to help you get orientation, and if you're going to utilize the bezel in combination with the minute track. Another nice touch is that the date cutout at the 6 o'clock position, you do have a black background for that, and then the actual day of the month is printed in a similar blue font as the text on the dial. And that's a really cool and integrated way to tie together the summer blue theme. And then, of course, if we look away from the dial and focus on the ceramic insert, I mean, it's perfectly color matched to the dial, and you have blue enamel for the actual graduations on the bezel. It's still going to be your standard scalloped bezel from all the Seamasters, so not the easiest to grip, but it has pretty good action. Let's take a listen right now. So it is a 120 click unidirectional bezel, no backplay whatsoever, and very good alignment for what you're getting. Now, in terms of actual case dimensions and specs for this watch, it's going to be pretty much identical to any other Seamaster that you've owned. So it is a 42 millimeter case diameter, If you flip the watch to the side, lug to lug distance between my thumbs comes a hair under 50 millimeters. In terms of case thickness, I measure 13.5 millimeters from the bottom of that engraved case back and then to the top of a slightly domed sapphire crystal. And Omega always does an excellent job with anti-reflective treatment on the crystals. Now it is applied to the top and the bottom side, so there is the potential to scratch the AR on the top side of a sapphire, although I've never had that really happen to me. And you're still getting the standard Omega Seamaster non-tapering 20 millimeter bracelet. It's very well engineered, but it is pretty hefty. So it's a straight 20 millimeters from the head of the watch to the clasp, and then it is your standard Seamaster clasp with a twin trigger release here. If you take a look at the underside, you still got that push button slider for on-the-fly toolless micro adjustment, which I love to see. And here's a quick in-studio wrist shot just to show you how the Seamaster does look on a 7.5-inch wrist. That is 19 centimeters in circumference if you use the metric system. And it does conform well. It is a bit hefty. This watch does weigh in at 194 grams sized up for my wrist on the bracelet. But of course, you can actually lighten this a little if you were to remove the bracelet and throw it on a host of 20 millimeter strap options that are available. And then of course you have other core elements to the design language of the Seamaster. You do have the helium escape valve at the 10 o'clock position here. You got your standard Omega signed crown at the 3 o'clock that is flanked by some minimal crown guards. Inside this watch is beating their in-house Omega caliber 8800. Very good movement. It ticks away at 3.5 hertz, runs their coaxial escapement, and it is a Metis certified chronometer. So it really does go through a lot of testing to guard against shocks, temperature changes, and magnetic fields. Of course, with the Metis certification, it's anti-magnetic to 15,000 Gauss. And being a chronometer, it's also extremely accurate to boot. And you're getting about a 50-hour power reserve. Alright, so of course now we should talk about the pricing for this watch because this is an anniversary model. You are going to be paying more than a standard Seamaster Professional. The retail on this is 8,500 Canadian dollars if you purchase this summer blue version on the bracelet. It's a bit cheaper if you purchase it on a blue rubber strap. So it's not a huge premium over the retail price of a normal Omega Seamaster Professional, but they do like to charge more, if they put the word anniversary or limited edition in front of it. So at the end of the day, I don't think you can go wrong purchasing any Omega Seamaster Professional if you're just really looking for a robust dive watch. But particularly for the summer, I can see this being a really fun watch to own. In terms of potential points for improvement, really for me it just comes down to that light blue printing on the dial that's not very legible at different angles. I mean, that doesn't bother me a lot because you can still easily read the time just the way they did the handset and the applied hour markers. It's still quite legible, but the text kind of disappears. So that's just something to consider. But outside of that, I do think this is a really fun watch to own, and the caseback engraving is actually pretty cool as well. But as always, I'd love to know your guys' thoughts on this particular timepiece. So please let me know in the comment section of this video your opinions if you want to buy one of these anniversary editions or what you'd like to see Omega improve upon in the future. Now, if you do enjoy this content, please consider subscribing to my YouTube channel. It really does help me out. And as always, I can't wait to catch you guys in the next review.